Let me ask you one question, and I need you for
Yes.
you to answer this truthfully. All right? You're pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant.
Or because me I have dream and me see fish, so me have to ask. What's up, y'all? It's your girl on Casualty TV, and I'm back with another video. And if you're new here, my name is Taniqua, and today I'm gonna do something a little bit more serious than my usual videos, and I'm gonna talk about what changed my life, my reaction, people's reaction, and okay, all right. So, if you are new here, do not forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I want to know if you guys went through this. I want to know if you're going through it now. I want to know you guys' opinion on it. So, I want you guys to leave comments down at the bottom. And please do not feel afraid to share. I love reading comments. And I do give my shout outs for the people who do comment. And they are chosen randomly. So let's just get into this video. 19 years old. I was in a relationship for maybe 14 months now. And my mother-in-law came to me and she asked me, "Are you pregnant?" So at this time, I'm like, no, nope. I just began being intimate. It was just maybe 2 months prior to yeah, it was 2 months. So she asked, and I told her no. So then I told my husband that his mom had asked me. And I'm just in my head like, why in the world would she come ask me a question like that? Now, I understand how a lot of Jamaican have dreams. And most time it's true, like what they dreamed. So I'm like, there is no way. So I told him, and he was like, "Oh, see, there was this time I think I tasted milk," and I'm like, "So why are you just now telling me this?" And he's like, "I don't know. I didn't believe it. It's like I just thought maybe it was saliva or something." So I'm like, "Wow, okay, so." Now I'm going to have to go and get a test. I'm going to have to get a test and see what's going on because my body wasn't giving me any signs. I have yet to miss a period. I didn't feel nothing. There was no change, no nothing. No period miss. I was waiting on my period, which is why I told her no to begin with. And later on that week, I went to Walgreens and I got a pregnancy test. So I went to the front and I paid for it. And with choosing the test, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to get something too expensive, but I want to get something I can read. So I bought the test and I'm like, "Excuse me, can I please use your bathroom?" They're like, "Yeah, sure. Follow me. It's in the back." I'm like, okay. So this wasn't the person that I just asked that rung me up. This was a whole nother person. So they didn't know why I needed a bathroom. So I went in the bathroom. I peed directly on the stick. You know, I read that's what you're supposed to do. I peed directly on the stick and I waited. And a line came up and I'm like, okay, what does that even mean? So then a second line came up. And I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, so up top, and I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, okay, so this circle is this and that is that. Oh, and it makes a T. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not looking for a T to come up. And there it was, a second line. And at this point, I went from squatting over the toilet to sitting on the floor. And I'm like, is this real? Me? No, this isn't real. This isn't real at all. I just remember started crying because I'm at this point where I'm like, my mother doesn't even know I have a boyfriend. She told me if I ever told her I had a boyfriend, it was going to be trouble. And I'm pregnant? I started bawling my eyes out. I did tell my husband that I was going to take a test. And I didn't tell him right away. I called my sister because I realized that I'm hysterically crying. I'm at a point where I'm crying to where I can't even breathe. So I called my sister and I told her. And I went to my sister for everything. I still do. I still tell my sister a lot that goes on with me. So I told her, and it felt like she hugged me through the phone. She told me that everything was going to be okay. And she just let me know that it was okay. So then I was still in the bathroom. I didn't leave the Walgreens bathroom. And I texted my husband and I told him. And I was scared because at the time I didn't know whether he wanted to be a dad or not. I didn't even know I was going to be a mom. I'm like, I don't know. So, I eventually make my way out the bathroom and I went home. And I didn't throw the test away because I just felt like I was supposed to keep it. So I took it home and now I'm like, all right, it was 2 in the box. I already peed on 1. It just says you could wait and take the second one. So I went home and I buried that test so deep in my clothes. And I just knew I didn't want nobody to see it. So, in the morning I got up, peed. Boom. I'm still pregnant. And my sister knows now. And I didn't have to ask her to not say anything. I didn't ask because when you have a bond with people, you usually don't have to ask them to not say anything because it's just a level of respect. No one's going to speak and that's just what it is. So in the morning, I got up and I went to my boyfriend's house. And I'm talking to him and I'm just in my head like, I don't know if I'm ready to be a mother. I don't want an abortion. But I don't know if I'm ready. And I'm like, I'm not sure we can do this. And he gets up, runs, locks the bathroom door. And I'm sitting there like, what just happened? Like, why would he leave? Next thing I heard was crying. It was massive crying out of the bathroom. And at this point, I was afraid that I've let my family down. And deep down inside, I knew that I loved this guy so much. and I felt like we would be okay. So after he finished crying, he came back in the room and he laid down and he put his hand on my stomach. And I never felt so secure. It's like you see it in movies. You see it in movies where the guy is like, oh my God, you pregnant, it's all your fault. Find a way, fix it. So, I knew that he wanted a bigger family. Like, I knew that he wanted a chance to have his own family. And I didn't know what it is that I was supposed to do. So, I sat in a room and we ended up going to sleep. I woke up, he wasn't there, and then I went to his mom's room and I said, I have something to tell you. And she's like, okay. And so I'm like, I'm pregnant. And she said, so you lied to me? And I'm like, no, I just took the test. I just took the test and that's what it said. It said I was pregnant. So she said, well, whatever you decide, you have my support. And I felt like a sense of relief. I felt like this family was so supportive. They had my back. And I remember his sister would always ask, like, oh, so if you guys have a kid, then that means I'm going to be an aunt. And I'm like, yeah, but we're not having kids. So I just remember she kept asking that. She was so young. So it was just every time I heard her ask, it's like, girl, cut it. Like, we're not having children. Like, cut it out, please. My sister knows. My boyfriend knows. His mom knows. And now I have to tell my mother. And I remember when I went home, I just laid down in bed and I cried because I'm like, here is where I have to man up, because I knew that I can't say I felt like I was ready, but I felt like I was mature. I didn't know if I was a woman yet or not. So all I knew was I was going to have a baby. I knew I was going to have a baby, and I didn't even know. I'm like, you're going to be a mom? I'm like, I just separated the two. I felt like I knew I was going to have a baby, but the thought of me actually being a mom didn't hit me. So next morning I woke up and I went to my mother's room. I went to my mom's room and I'm like, Mom? She's like, yeah, what's up? I'm in the bathroom. So I'm like, okay. I went in her room and I'm like, Ma, I have something to tell you. I never felt so scared in my life. And she's like, what's wrong? This lady's in the bathroom and, you know, I felt like she was in her most comfortable state. So it was time for me to tell her. So I'm like, Ma, I'm pregnant. She's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, how you know you sure? Like, how you know? Like, something told me I had to come talk to you. Something told me. Like, I just got this feeling. So how do you know? I'm like, I took a test. So it came out positive? Yeah. So she's like, so who's this guy? And I'm like, my boyfriend. We've been dating. And she's just looking at me, and I'm just in my head like, oh my God. Somebody just put flowers on my tombstone, because this is it. So she goes and say, Taniqua, I thought you was a virgin. And I'm like, I was. She said, when I spoke to you, you said you were. And I said, but I was. It happened fast. And I'm just like, oh my God. Why am I now having this talk? Like, why am I now? So she asked me, like, so why didn't you come tell me you was ready? And I'm just like, I didn't even know if I was, Ma. So she's like, I gotta see who this is. And she's like, so what does he look like? So who is he? And then I started explaining it, and she saw it in my face that I was in love. So I told her I didn't want an abortion. She said, oh no, we don't get those. You did what you did, so we don't get those. Ain't no way I'm gonna have you kill a baby. Not gonna happen. So my heart could have popped. My heart could have popped. Oh my God. I could not believe these people that love me. Look, I'm getting all emotional. These people that love me was so supportive. And I know a lot of people don't get that. What is going on? I'm like 75 years older than what I was. So, now, I told her I wanted to go to his house, and she said, I'm going to take you. And she wanted to meet him. And I was just in my head like, oh my gosh. Like, so we got in the car, we're driving there, and she's like, so tell me about him. And I'm just telling her all these stories and how much he makes me laugh. He makes me happy, and I feel like one. And she's just looking at me like, you love him. And I'm just in my head like, yeah. So, my freaking eyes get a little wet. So we get there, and he comes outside. I'm like, my mother says she wants to meet you. And I remember him just smiling and talking to her, and she was pretty much reading through him. And my mother met him. She drove back to Queens, and she told my brother. And my brother was so mad at me. Look, I'm getting so emotional. My brother was so mad at me that he wouldn't even speak to me. And, oh God, get it together. And that, I was so hurt. I was so hurt that he didn't want to speak to me. I would walk past him, and he wouldn't say nothing. I'm just like, just please, like, talk to me. And I just wanted him to love me, and I'm like, I just wanted him to see me the same way. Like, I am the youngest, so I was the first to have a child, and I was 19, and my brother didn't speak to me. And as time went on, months went by, I went to the doctor. And I asked my brother to come pick me up, because we just went to go check on the baby. And my brother came, and my boyfriend, he was with me. So we got in his car, and he was like, yo, what's up? And I was just in my head like, oh my God. And it was like from that day, from when he met him, my brother was talking to me again. And it really is the support of your family. And I feel so sorry for the people who don't get that support. And I say that because I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell my dad yet. And when I told my dad, I called him because months went by and my mom and my mother-in-law both decided that they were going to, they both put money together and they threw us a baby shower. And I called my father 2 weeks before the baby shower and I told him, Dad, I'm pregnant and I'm having a baby shower. Can you come? Now my father, he kind of stepped out of me and my family's life once my parents split. So I told him and he said, you're pregnant. You threw your life away. I can't believe you. Why would you do that to yourself? You know what? You're just like your mother. Now, my mother was pregnant also at 19. So she definitely didn't want any of us to go through what she went through. Because she always said, I was just a baby. I was just a baby when I started having kids. And I didn't even know who I was yet. I didn't even get a chance to know myself and I'm already pregnant. And I don't want y'all to go through that. That's all she ever said. That was all she ever said. And my father, he told me I'm not his kid no more. He told me that I'm not your father. And I'm like, Dad, like, are you serious? He's telling me that if I died, he wouldn't even come to my funeral. I don't even know you no more. What's wrong with you? You would go and ruin your life like that? You threw your whole life away. Now you're never going to be nothing in life. And I'm holding this phone to my ear. And I'm holding this child in my stomach. And I'm listening to this. And I'm like, no, Dad, like, just because I'm pregnant, that don't mean I threw my life away. I'm like, I have so many goals. I have so many things I want to do. You ain't going to be able to do nothing. And he ain't going to be there. He going to leave. He going to do this and he going to do that. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, all of this because I asked you to come? I'm like, I didn't even have to tell you. And this is how you treated me? If you die, I won't even come to your funeral. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. And at the time, me and my sister, we both had a place together. So I gave the phone to my sister because I've had enough. I heard enough. And my sister was speaking and she was saying how far along I am and when the baby's due. Because my due date was supposed to be the day after his birthday, my dad's birthday. And we all knew that my father wanted boys, and he didn't get that. He just got me and my sister. My brother came from a previous relationship my mother had. So he wanted boys. So I just thought, I'm having a boy. The birthday is right next to his. He's going to be happy. Like, he's going to be happy. He knew that I went to college and that I was still taking classes, and he didn't care. He was hurt, and I understood that, but my father wasn't around, and with him telling me that, it hurt me. It hurt me so bad that I just got closer to the people that I was around. And I started telling more and more people that I'm pregnant, and I started doing the invitations, and I started getting myself back happy because the energy that my father gave me was the worst. And I'm like, it's okay. He's not with it. He's not coming. Fine. Because I didn't see him in a while anyway. So my sister finished the phone call for me, and we had a huge baby shower. It was so big. We had so many people come. It was like a large event, and people brought so many gifts that we were so good. Like, we had enough for the baby until he was about 2. Like, we didn't start buying anything until he was like 1.5, because we had everything. And I was breastfeeding. Very heartwarming, very heartwarming. Everything went so smoothly, and I just thank the people that I had in my life who helped me, who walked me through that, because I couldn't believe it. 19 and pregnant. I wasn't working at KFC anymore, so I was unemployed, and I had a baby on the way. And everybody helped me through that. And if you're watching, look, I'm so emotional. If you're watching this and you were one of the people, I just want to say, get yourself together. I just want to say thank you. Yeah. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. I'm crying. I'll get it together. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And my bad for all this emotional stuff. I'm an emotional person anyway. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out. So, now that I got myself back together, after my baby shower, I was getting a lot of messages, a lot of private messages of girls telling me that they're pregnant and what do they do? How do they tell people? And I didn't even know that I became an advocate. I was able to help people get across this bridge that I had to walk across. And I told people that it's okay to not get an abortion. It's gonna be the greatest love you ever felt. It was so many. It was like 10 girls came into my DMs, like ones that I went to school with, ones who just befriended me on Facebook, and then I was telling people that you're gonna be okay. Tell people. Don't be afraid to tell people you're pregnant. Not everybody's gonna like it, but in the end, you will be okay. It's scary only because you're going through it, and when you look back at it, you're gonna be so grateful for all the people that were there, all the people who told you the worst things. You're gonna be even grateful for those people, because you're gonna keep going. And what else do I have to say? If you plan on being intimate and you know you don't want to be anyone's parent, you know that for sure that you want an abortion, you know that for sure you're not against it, wrap it up. Because you can't use abortion as birth control. So just try and take care of yourself, protect yourself, and make sure you're doing it for you and not for anyone else, because at the end of the day, you will be the one going through it all. Okay? And I wish you the best through your journey, and good luck.